Hey guys, I wanted to introduce you to Boss. So, Boss is our business operating system solution, and it's basically what we've been working on for the last 6 months, as well as client work and everything else that we do. But yeah, I just wanted to introduce you because we're pretty close to launching it, at least for us. Um, but yeah, I thought you might be interested to see what we've been working on. So we've got a CRM in here basically, but we've got so many other things in here, and I'm really excited to show you each of these, how it all functions and everything like that. So we've got our companies. That functions pretty much the same as um, any CRM does. We've got website, we've got phone, and we've got email. Because these haven't been provided, then they're not clickable. But if they were provided, then these would be clickable in here. We're building out the company pages at the moment, so we won't be able to go in there. But it basically looks as you would expect a company page to look. Um, Budget is something that I'm really excited about because it's not something that I've really seen before in any other software that I've used. So I really wanted strong visibility across the business so that I could see exactly what it is that is happening from with granular detail. And I think that this is going to get pretty close. So the way that this works is you've got your expenses in here. So you just go in and you add an expense, and you add the title and next billing date, the type, the frequency, and based on the frequency and the billing date, it will actually add in it'll have next due date, which is today because that's when I put that in for. And then in the budget, it actually adds it across each month. And it's got $21.70 because there's 52 weeks and this is a fortnightly product or expense. So we've got an expense here, here, and here, but not in these fortnights here. So it's $30, but instead of having it for $30 there, it's spread it across the entire month so that you can sort of choose whether or not you're going to pay for that expense as a yearly thing, or if you're going to add it as a sort of just use it as a fortnightly payment. But anyway, the way the revenue works is this breaks down as well. I think I showed you that. So yeah, we've got this view as well, which looks at each of the weeks with how much income we're supposed to get, or revenue. We should change that to revenue actually. How many expenses for the week. And it looks at that across all of the weeks of the month, and you can go into any of these and we'll have historic data in here. So we'll have 2025, 2026, 2027, so on and so forth. Although we didn't keep historic data for 2025, there was no data in this, so there is no 2025 in there. But moving on from there, the way that the revenue works is pretty unique as well. So we've got these products which have a task library attached to it. So in order to create a product, we need tasks. So we can go in and create a product in here, give it a name, a description, a short description, say whether it's active, inactive, in draft mode, give it a unit of measure if you're so inclined, or a frequency. So this is more product-based style. This is more service-based style. And then recommended retail price comes from the tasks library. So then when we go in and add a task, which there aren't any at the moment, so let's go with you should be able to. All right, let's go and create a task in here. I thought we had implemented it so that we already had tasks that were able to be created in there, but here we are. So we'll call this sample task. We'll keep it at $50 with $150 just for ease of use. And obviously we haven't added the CSS to this page, so that'll need to be sorted out, but here we are with this task. So when we open it up, we need to add in, let's say 10 hours. You can change the currency in here, the cost rate. It's 50, 100. Let's do that. There we go. So we got 50, 100. So recommended retail is 1,000, and we've got an estimated cost at $500. So cost being how much we have to pay to get this done, whether that's to employees or whatever else. The example task costs us $500, and we sell it for $1,000. And so when we go back to the tasks library, we can see this here. We've got all these details in here at a quick glance, and up here as well, we've got one task, total hours is 10, total costs, and then the average margin. So this is just the tasks. Then we go in and have a look at the products. So then when we create a product, we add this task here, and then we've got our margin there. We can set a catalog price, or we can just set it at the recommended retail price. And then we've got our product in here, which it's not pulling through those details for some reason. Why did that not pull through that product, that task? Anyway, there's bugs. That's why we're not ready for launch yet. But yeah, from there, we go in and we create a proposal, which is in sales. So then we've got new proposal. Give the proposal a name. And it'll be for test prospect. So see how it brings in your companies there. Give it a description. So hi test, this is a test proposal. We can set the GST rate if we need to change that at any time. We can have an issue date, an expiry date. We can add line items. So in here, we can pull this product in, or we can add a custom product, and then we can just go we got to fix that. Example custom item, for example. And then in here, this is an example product. Because we didn't add a description, it hasn't pulled that in, but if we had of, it would have. And then we've got a proposal discount. If we decide to put a discount there, we've got line item discount as well. So we can discount at this stage, or we can discount at this stage, and we can do that as a monetary thing, or we can change it so that we're percentage. That's disappeared. Here it is. So yeah, we can do it as a percentage as well. We can mark these as optional as well. So if we're putting together a proposal, then you could put in these two products are the ones that we want that are non-negotiable. We need to do these, otherwise we might as well not work together. But then this one here is optional. So we'll make this custom example optional. We can add in sections. So we've got customer reviews. If you connect up your Google account, then you can pull in your customer reviews and use them in your proposals. You can create case studies. You can put in your current reality. So that's describing their current situation based on a discovery call that you had with them. Your ideal future state. So again, based on the conversation that you had with them. You can add custom text if something isn't here that you want to add, but it's got our story, our methodology, project timeline, meet the team, and all of these can be saved as templates. So you go in, you create whatever it is that you want in there, and then you can save it as a template and reuse it in other proposals as well. In here, we've got terms and conditions, payment terms, and then notes. So we've got to do this. Oh yeah, so it would pull in the recommended, it's done it here, recommended retail price, but I can set a different price here. And we actually end up with some savings there. So I'll show you that on the proposal level. So let's create the proposal. Oh yeah, well, that's a raw deal, isn't it? It costs us nothing, but yeah, it doesn't like this. Let's get rid of this because it doesn't have this. So let's just get rid of that. I'll mark this one as optional so that you can see that. And then we create that. It still doesn't like that. Interesting. What am I missing? All right. Probably another thing that I need to fix. All right. Let's put something in here. No, it really doesn't like it. All right. That's a shame. I was going to show you that, but here we are. So basically, it opens it up into a proposal page. So yeah, that's disappointing, but that's all right. We'll move on from there. So then, when they accept the proposal, that goes into revenue, and that's how we get real time revenue, because any projects that you have going on, any clients, like recurring revenue you have going on, all goes into revenue, or you can add your own revenue in here as well. So you can go in and add what type it is, all of these details. You can apply it to a client. You can apply it to a product. You can say this is recurring revenue so that it's not once only. And then, yeah, it'll show up in here. And then from there, we've got leads. So this is generally what you would expect a leads section to look like. We can change that to a list view as well. Actually, I'll show you that in here so that you can see. We've got list view. There we go. See if it'll go in this way. Nope. Nope. Doesn't want to show me. We can filter by type. Anyway, moving on from there. We've got campaigns. They're currently being developed at the moment. So we'll have a social media scheduler in here, email marketing system in here. We've got our web designer, which I'm really wanting to show you, but it's not quite done. And this is going to be really special. So it's not like anything that you would have seen before. So I'm not going to show you this yet. I will come back to it once it's finished. This is something that doesn't exist anywhere else. So I'm really excited about that. We've got our pipeline, which I think we've got to fix some formatting issues in here. So we've got discovery, proposal, negotiating contract, and then onboarding. We've got an idea around total value, and then forecasted based on the probability of success, which has a little bit of math behind it, which we move this over to here. We can set this to, for some reason, we were negotiating a proposal that hasn't even been sent yet. So no, it hasn't been sent. Because it hasn't been sent, the probability is 0%. As you can see here, this did not change, but if we refresh, it will, no, it won't. As I said, we've got to fix some stuff. So if I change this in here, say yes, it's been sent, the probability changes to 30%. And then we'll need to fix that, obviously. We can change that to list view as well. And we can move this all the way through. Bookings. So we've got a booking system in here like Calendly. So you can go in and create your own event type with all the various different things that you would see in cal.com or Calendly. You can add your own URL slug as well. Actually, let's create one. Event. So duration, we've got in-person, phone call, etc., etc. If you want buffer, you can add a buffer. You can add booking questions. You can have maximum number of bookings per day. And you can say whether or not it's a paid event. this is functionality that we're going to have later, where you can actually get paid through the booking system as well. You can set it so that it's public, or you can set it so that it's private. So if you're going to change something, you can quickly just turn it off and keep going with it. So then we'll create that. And there it is there. Copy the link. And here we are here. So we've got nothing available because we have not gone in and set our availability. So up here we set our availability. We're available on Monday and Tuesday. We can do an override in here, and we can connect currently our Google Calendar, and we'll work on other integrations as well. So we'll save that change, and then these open up. So there we go. Of course, because we're the 13th. So then we fill out our details, and then obviously if we have any other booking questions, it will be included in this as well. Yeah, and then if you've connected your calendar, it'll show up in your calendar. We're currently working on making an autoresponder in here as well, so that you get exactly the same functionality as what you would get from Calendly or cal.com or anything like that. Here's the slug. If you don't like user 1, you can edit that, and you can just change that to whatever you want it to be, so long as it doesn't exist as a URL here. And then when people book in, if they don't currently exist in the ecosystem, say they go to the website and they click on a booking link, they will show up in prospects. So it goes directly into prospects. It's all in here. And so every conversation that you have with the client, with the customer, with the prospect, with the lead is all within the same ecosystem, and you don't need to leave at all. This is reviews, contacts. So this is contacts list basically. So you just go in and add contacts. You can import them if you want. You can associate it with the company, job title, etc., etc. In here we've got clients. So pretty much the same as what you see with all of these other ones. Customers is the same. We've got projects. So projects are separate to task management, but they are similar. So if you've got, for us, for example, we've got ongoing tasks that we do every month for each of our clients. And then we've got one-off projects, like maybe we build a website or something like that, or a piece of software. So that would be a project, and we would want it in here, where we would just go in and create that project, which is not working at the moment, which is fine. Then we've got project management, which is also not working at the moment, which I was hoping to show you because that's the first thing that we did. So they must be working on it at the moment, but that's right. I'll show you next time. And then in here we've got our automation center. So I didn't want this to be one of those general, and it automates. So you can automatically get notifications about stuff. This automatically notifies you of the things that you need to know about. So if your follow-up is coming to a end, if you need to follow up a prospect, then it's automatically going to send you a notification. It will send you an email. And then if you hook up your mobile, eventually it will send you an SMS as well. And then when we've got the app version of this, it will send you notifications on the app as well. But you do have notifications up here as well. So we can create a custom thing in here, so we can still, even though we've got a lot of those basic things that just should happen in a CRM in general, you can still, we're not taking that away from you either. You can still send notifications. You can create a task when something happens. So when X happens, then create a task, add a note. You can send stuff elsewhere. You can grab stuff from other areas. You can update a deal stage. You can send an email, etc. Or you can start from a template. So we've got a welcome new lead, and a couple of other things in here, which proposal follow-up I'm going to get rid of because we've already automated that within the system itself. And then employees, we're nearing the end. Yeah, I didn't think that would work. So employees is basically where all of your employee data is stored. So it looks a lot like clients. You can put your subs in here. You can put your VAs in here. And it's basically from here that you can assign tasks in the project manager. So they do need to be in the employee area if you're going to have them in here. But the benefit of that is you also get access to performance. So you can track their performance and you can see how many tasks they're completing and how long it's taking for them to complete each of these tasks, and compare it against benchmarks or against other employees that are doing similar tasks to see how they're performing. And we'll also have forms in here as well, so that, does this, no, I didn't think so. We'll have forms in here so that they can fill out a wellness, you can do wellness checks and that sort of thing to make sure that they're happy working while you're working and that sort of thing. And then in here we've got feature requests as well. So this will be a request that goes across everything. So it could be a request that you put in. It could be a request that someone from another company puts in. It could be a request that I put in as a reminder to say, hey, I need to create advanced reporting. So I'd like to discuss that, which doesn't actually exist right now. But you can upvote these as well. So if I really want this advanced reporting, I can go and I can give it a thumbs up, and that functionality doesn't work. Oh, there it is. I thought it might. I can give it a thumbs up, and then it will increase in the line. And then if 50 people go in there and do a thumbs up for this, then we'll prioritize this. Whereas if there's something down here with 100 thumbs up, then we will go in and we'll develop that first, obviously. And then settings just looks like settings. So settings. And then we've got add-ons. So these are the things that are coming that you'll be able to later on have access to. So a recruitment module where you go in and you can actually recruit through the app. So they automatically go into employees once they sign a contract. And that's the other thing that I'm going to put in here is contract management, so that you can have your contracts in here attached to specific clients, customers, companies, what have you. And we'll have a DocuSign type e-signature in here as well. so that everything is just available in here in this one app. It is a business operating system. Yeah, so obviously I'm really excited about it. Obviously, there's still more work to be done, um, but it's getting pretty close. All right, thanks. Let me know what you think.